All right, I should be live. Hopefully, my sound's okay. Sound check, everybody. Check, check, check. Hey, Rick. Hey, Ray. Ray, I just commented on your video from this morning. Always exciting to get an old antique up and running again. Good. Thanks, Jason. Good to know. Thank you, 3Dub. Hey, JB. Welcome. Of course, 3Dub was first, as always. He's been known to beat me into the stream. I stopped setting the stream up the day before because 3Dub would go in as soon as I set it up. I didn't even have a chance to be first. All right, Artie, did I miss your response? Artie's doing a 24-hour live stream this weekend. I'm trying to figure out when it starts. I want to be able to stop in, especially if it's do the early morning U.S. shift, since I'm always away. I know, right, Jason? It's bam, he's there. Saturday night at 8 p.m. Okay, so Sunday morning at 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll step in, Artie. I should be up 2 or 3 in the morning, my time. So I know I caught Jason and Robert one night. They were still going at it, and I woke up and what the hell? They were still doing a live stream. All right, Jason, lurk away. You too, Rick. As most of you know, I had a scheduling conflict last week and was only able to get into my own live stream for like the last 15 or 20 minutes. So my apologies on that. Hey, Lee, welcome. Lee, you're not doing your live stream Sunday, right? Since it's Easter Sunday. Did I remember that correctly? I've slept since last Sunday, so I may not have remembered. What, Lynn stop in? Where's Lynn? Did I miss you, Lynn? I did. Hey, Lynn. All right. So anyway, I had 2 editions that I shared last week. And for those that were in the stream early, that missed late, back here, I got some cabinets. All right. And I've got those filled up. Well, there's three empty still, but therefore 4 of them, 6 of the shelves are staging areas. All right, addressable in JMRI, so I can take a train off the layout, put it in one of those drawers, and then whenever I want to recall that train, I can bring those cars and engine back onto the layout. Since I keep buying more stuff than I have room for, which I know a lot of us end up doing. When I built the roundhouse, I thought, I got plenty of room for all my locomotives now. Oh, contraire. So, all right. Well, I'll look forward to the vid then, Lee. My fish in the background. It's funny. I got an email from Tom Kivicek yesterday. Apparently he used to have a koi pond, and when he lived up in Maryland, and he wants to build another one, so he got a hold of me and to find out some vendors where he can get supplies. And I was supposed to send him a list that my wife has, and she forgot to send it to me, so I got to get on her. So anyway, that was the big mail call, but I did get, I shouldn't say get, I discovered something else. And what I'll do is I'll bring it around where I can show it. Okay. Yeah, some of you already saw it. Let's change some switches around. That one changed. All right. So it's on its way around. Ah, okay. That's cool, Lynn. Mystic! I got something for you, Mystic. I've got my co-host in the basement, so before I get to that, Mystic, let me bring John up.
Good morning, all.
Good morning, John. I see you're back from Crossville.
Yeah, just a little late.
Yeah, no problem. You're not that late.
Oh, 7 minutes and 58 seconds.
Well, you know, considering my attendance record last week, I think you're doing just fine.
Yeah, I felt those train car wheels going over my back. Yeah.
So, as I bring this train around, I'm just going through, you probably heard the stuff from last week that some of the people on early in the stream may not have seen. Since I didn't
Good morning, Artie. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, John.
Hey, Bernard.
And there's Bernard. I'm doing pretty good. It's a little rainy up here in Middle Tennessee right at the moment, and it's a little cool. From 82 degrees 2 days ago. Today it's 48 and rain.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so what I want is this one. There we go. Except it's not showing. So let's clear it.
Yes, Mystic, you can call me Tennessee John. Yes.
I call him a lot worse.
Well, that's true.
Well, that's not the one I want.
That's looks upside down, Steve.
There we go. All right, so when I was clearing everything out in the cabinet to get those the drawer units in, I ran across a box, and I went, I thought I put all these boxes away, and it was Kato for bi-level commuter cards. And I didn't look at the end. I just opened it up, and lo and behold, I had this Rock Island cab car. All right, cab meaning it's got a place for the engineer in the back. You got company, John.
Yeah, it's my son. He's working on his motorcycle.
Okay.
And he
so anyway,
wiring issue. Okay.
So I got this cab car, bi-level commuter cab car, and So I remembered that I had issues with my original Burlington. So I got this Rock Island and then switched shells. So I thought I was going to have problems with this Rock Island, and I put it on, and I also had this coach, this Burlington coach. It's a Concord that John had given me. I had to rework the trucks and couplers, but it runs like a champ. And change the name, right? It was labeled Burlington Northern, so I had to change it back to just Burlington. And then I already had an RPO and baggage car. So what I did here was I created another commuter train. And the E8s didn't have enough generating power. They had enough horsepower, but they didn't have enough generating power to run more than like 3 of the 2 to 3 of the commuter cars. All right. So the baggage car here, what they used to do is turn the baggage cars, typically heavyweights, and this is a streamline, but who cares? It's my railroad. Turn those into generator cars, power cars. So we got an RPO, a power car converted from a baggage, a coach, and a bi-level gallery coach. So that's my second commuter train. Now, I thought about leaving at Rock Island, but in my 24 years growing up, I never saw a Rock Island bi-level commuter car running down the racetrack, the Burlington racetrack. So I'm going to repaint it and redecal it and into Burlington like I did to the Amtrak ones on the other commuter train. So anyway, that was the other thing I got. Now, I'm starting a new series. I have not finished, of course, Building Chicago. I have not finished Scratch Bash Fever, but I'm going to have another series coming out, and it's going to be about passenger trains. Okay? And just for John, Mystic John, here's the intro for it. All right. That was for you, John.
Yeah, I think
Hello, Rick.
like that.
No problem, Bernard. Rick Sogage, welcome to the Friday Live and mail call. I didn't have any mail today. Do you have any mail today, John?
No, I've just been working on stuff I've got sitting around that needs to be worked on. Nothing new. Of course, I could work for years.
Yeah. Artie, Metro may or may not do that. I have no idea. My layout is in 1968. All right. There, give or take. All right. And Metro was not in existence at that point in time. I would severely doubt that they ran anything empty, even Metro. Okay.
Oh, I'll be right back. I did get something in the mail this week. I just have to find it.
Okay, no problem. John, I assume you approved of the music. A little fog hat to start it off by. No, Kyle, you've not been lied to. John says he's got something. I have something. It just didn't come in the mail. Okay. The next thing on Tuesday, I'm going to be going on Scratch Bash tip of the day. I'm going to go through making flats out of those same scanned panels that I made a scratch build and a background building from. All right, and then anybody that wants the file so that they can print it out, either of the two buildings, print it out, and use some spray adhesive on some foam core, I'll be happy to send it out to them. But all that'll be in Tuesday's tip of the day. And Artie, it could have been just relocating cars between morning and morning commute going one way and evening commute going the other way. I don't know. All right. I can never recall seeing an empty bi-level car. All right. But again, I'm talking, I moved out of Chicago in 1982. And then by 1990, hardly went back. I think since 1990, I've been back. Well, I think I've been back. I lived in Wisconsin for a while, so I was there all the time. But again, I wasn't going down watching trains either. So.
Okay, I'm back.
2918.
Steve, I can't find the exact magazine I'm looking for, but here's a representative. Twice a year, I get from the CNEI Historical Society the CNEI flyer.
Oh, okay.
This is one from several years ago. I can't find the newest one, but they're always filled with all kinds of diagrams, drawings, and usually it's on a couple or three subjects. Like this one here is the 60-foot box cars, H.R. Simpson Sinai Roadman, Altamont Heights, and the Modeling Corner. These are great information on just about anything CNEI. And the one I got this week, which I can't find at the moment, was all on coaling towers. And there's a wealth of pictures of different coaling towers in different locations along the CNEI Railroad. Perfect for scratching. They had
You're breaking up, John.
ones. Well, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was saying that they have a lot of coaling towers that would be great for scratch building because they're unusual. One of them looked like a corrugated metal shed that was up above the double tracks, and it was their coaling tower. And then on one side of it, it doesn't show a water tank, but it has the spout for filling the water also. So maybe
Bye, Anthony.
I'll find that before next week. I just don't know what I did with it, but they're real interesting and they're real good. And I would suggest anybody that maybe is doing a railroad that has a historical society for it, that they look into seeing if they have, biannual magazines like this they put out.
I think the CB&Q does an annual one, I think.
But it even gives old photos of employees and the leaders, presidents, just a wealth of information. A lot of times they'll show track plans for different substations and maintenance facilities. Gives good dates on when cars were used. And I also use a lot for like those gondolas that I have, the 25
Yep,
or
yep.
so, that are all the same number. Well, one of the periodicals that I got had the entire list of the numbers for that particular gondola. So I'll be able to renumber them with actual numbers that were used on the railroad. I've even found online, I think it's put out by the Historical Society, the numbers of all the engines and when they had them and who they sold them to or who they bought them from and the numbers that changed here and there. So, well, Steve must have had a derailment. Figures he is live, so derailments happen.
No, yeah, I had a derailment, but it's because my DCC is going haywire.
Uh, but yeah, any of you that are doing particular railroads, check it out and see if they have a historical society that may have these type of magazines that they put out.
All the switches are going. Reset.
See, I don't have that problem yet, Steve. Because nothing's running.
Yeah.
I got some lumber a couple weeks ago to do an expansion to one of the sides and to do my shelf. Yeah, it's still laying here in the room, climatizing to the indoor atmosphere. I use it as a footrest every once in a while.
I'm going to give a off-schedule tip of the day. If you're wearing earbuds, all right, and you're listening to a live stream, it's a good idea to take one of the earbuds out. Because
Why is that?
did not hear all these switches going
Uh-huh.
and thus the derailment. Now, why it started, I don't know. It didn't know. Normally, it happens because of a short, like a derailment. But the derailment was secondary to the switches going up in this case.
Always something.
Yeah, I mean, that was me shocked.
Thank you, Mystic. I thought that would help some. I guess I'm Tennessee John now. Wasn't CNEI John good enough?
I like Tennessee John. Yeah, Jason was you're probably right. I'm just going to blame it on Heath, or at least blame it on not wearing the Blame Heath shirt.
Well, that Blame Heath shirt needs to be recycled.
It needs to be retired to the rag pile. That's what it needs. I need to get a new one first, though.
Well, you have plenty of time to do it. If you'd stop taking naps every afternoon, you'd get more done.
Gee, I get more done in a day than you do in a week.
Oh, you haven't seen what I've been doing outside. I've got a lot done outside.
Well, I do stuff outside, too.
Yeah. Do you have 10.79 acres to take care of?
No, I've got about
0.33 acres.
No, I've got 8.5 miles of roadway and residence to
harass.
Keep in line.
Harass, more like it.
Hey, they all agreed to the rules.
Yeah. But none of them probably read the rules.
Well, that ain't my fault. I can't force them to read things.
That's true. That's true.
They signed that they were given a copy, and as far as the law is concerned, it's their problem.
And if not,
all right,
it's a problem.
Yeah, we currently have about 9 evictions working, so on rental properties, where the fines got so high that the settlement agreement with the property owners is that they get rid of the tenants.
Mm-hmm.
And then last Friday, anybody, I'll tell you a classic reason for HOAs, but at least properly managed ones. The reason I got on the HOA board and thus president was because the prior management company was not enforcing the declaration or covenants and restrictions, whatever you want to call it. And prior boards weren't overseeing and managing the management company. And over the last 5 years, you can watch the deterioration of the neighborhoods to the point where last Friday on my street around the corner, it's a big circle around the lake, there's a drive-by shooting. Okay. The craziest rule in my HOA agreement,
Only
most of them aren't
return
crazy.
Yeah, well, one could be only return fire when fired upon.
No, it was a pretty bad deal. Anyway, we're working on getting the tenant evicted, even though they were the target of the shooting. But anyway, the craziest rule, and it has been proven illegal now, but it's in the covenants and restrictions, and we have an amendment package out there that will change it. But as of right now, the craziest rule is you got to keep your garbage cans in the house. Well, back in 2006, you had little garbage cans, and you set them out. You had them in the garage or in the house, and you set them out for collection. Well, in 2009, 3 years after the declaration was done, the county went to the automated trucks, with the arms that pick up the trash cans and dump them, and the big cans, which don't fit in the garage. And I'll be damned if I'm going to put one in my house. And I fought the HOA because they were saying I couldn't have them outside. And I said, well, hell, I can't. And I fought them and I won that. But they never went, and this is 2017, they never went ahead and amended the bylaws, all right, or the declaration, covenants and restrictions. So that's one of the items in the covenants and restrictions that we're getting changed, so that they can be outside, alongside the house, substantially hidden from view from the street. Okay, you put a bush or a little fence in front of it, and you're fine. So that's the craziest one. Every other one is reasonable. So
Sure.
it's where some of the interpretations that boards can make is where they run into problems. Anyway, that was that. Oh, I said I did have something. Okay, on Tuesday we go through and how to make flats. John, you and I had already discussed that, and I've already sent you the files.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll make those files available to anybody that wants them. Because all they are is a Word file. I think they're a Word file, and they're already properly sized. All you got to do is print them out on a color printer, cut them out, and use some spray adhesive adhered to some foam core, and you've got yourself a flat. That's simple.
Well, and Steve, I have been working on, one building that I'm getting close to having ready to scan for you.
Oh, cool.
And
well, I'm not sure I'm going to need any more.
Well, but
I only have one scene left.
But you'll have it. So,
okay. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
And I'll do the 4 sides for you also. Still got to add in the mortar lines to that, but
it does change my modeling methodology to do that, because it used to be, I would give the base colors, paint those before assembly, and then do trim work and things like that after it's assembled, and then weathering, of course, the last step. Well, if you're going to do these scans, you've got to do the whole process on the front side so that the scan is the image is a finished image, not something that's 2 steps prior to being finished. So it changes, and maybe for some people it won't. Okay, but it changed for me. It changed how I do it. So.
Well, and I think while you were off last week, I was discussing your scans, and I know that you had said that you had scanned them even after you did the weathering.
Yes.
I have seen on other channels where they have actually done the weathering after they put up the backdrop. They'll finish their backdrop scene, and then they'll weather it. So the building
on a printed flat.
On a printed flat, they'll still use chalks to
chalks. Okay.
weather.
I have not had much luck with chalks, so I've kind of shied away from them.
Okay, well, the ones you're going to get from me are going to be nice, crisp, clean ones, so you'll have to figure it out.
I will.
But like this one I was first showing you, the one with it's got the centerpiece. Now, the way the model's set up, it's supposed to be set back away, an indent for the opening. But I'm going to scan it with it all together flat.
No, you can scan. You can put it back. It doesn't have. It doesn't have to be flat. Okay. Because it can give you a 3-dimensional look to it.
Okay. Well, I'll try it. What I was going to do is scan it this way first, and then do the back set to it to see what differences it makes on that.
What I had to do, since my county courthouse building was already built when I decided to scan it, I still have the flat scan, and I put it on the flatbed scanner, but I had to put some white behind it because the lid was like this.
Yeah.
So I had to put white, behind it so that it would give me a better image. And I don't want to steal the thunder and bring the thing out. So, but Tuesday, you'll see Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, Kyle. Hey, Mike at Putnam Junction. I saw you come on earlier, and I got busy talking. Hey, hi. Oh, JB had to leave. Okay. All right. By the way, I hope everybody is having a good Friday.
Yeah. So other than my magazine, that's all my train stuff I've done this week. I wish I could find that magazine. It's here someplace. Probably.
See, we're just the opposite, Artie. You can't have clotheslines here if it's visible from the street.
And Artie, where I live, I can do whatever I want out my property.
Because you're a hillbilly.
That's right. I'm a free hillbilly. So when I start my G-gauge railroad outside, no one can say anything about it.
That's true.
And Steve, you couldn't run yours from the backyard to the front yard, cutting through your driveway and to loop back around.
I could, but as long as nobody saw it.
Of course, my driveway's all gravel.
I could put a tunnel underneath, get some 6-inch pipe.
Yeah, but wouldn't you flood all the time? You know, your water level's so high
Um, not if you did it right. If you had a 6-inch pipe, all right, and you put a straight piece of bed with the, underneath is the where water would be, and you could have that drain out.
Okay. Well, why don't you get working on that?
You're
Run
the
your
civil engineer. You should know these things.
you should run your railroad outside, especially along that koi pond, that big goldfish pond.
Yeah.
Here we go again, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, electricity and koi do not go well.
Well, it's DC, so don't worry about it.
Okay. DC or AC, it doesn't matter. It's electric.
Maybe they'll
You'll
glow in
take
the dark.
a very expensive koi, and all of a sudden its spine will be kinked like that.
And they could glow in the dark. You could create a new fad.
Yeah, actually, there's people that have tried to do that. Inject them with iridescent dyes,
Mm-hmm.
and they look pretty cool for a week or so until they die. All right, Rick. Good deal.
Well, Artie, my power bill up here is some of the lowest power bills I've ever had in my adult life. I think my last bill was 127 US dollars.
Yeah, I wish mine was that low.
Yeah, and
Chico just told us we can expect a 40% increase.
another reason why I moved away from Florida.
Yeah. Told my wife, I said, we may not be living in Florida very much longer. You want to enjoy the beach? You know, we had to move down here so that she could go to the beach. We haven't been to the beach in 3 years.
Well, you moved to Riverview. Who wants to go to a beach at Apollo Beach or?
We don't go to Apollo Beach. We go down to Anna Maria and go to Coquina Beach.
Well, that's a little bit longer drive than I had it there in St. Pete. I could
we go to Fort DeSoto, because they have a dog beach and Penny gets to go swimming. She loves it.
Yes, and remember I used to take care of Fort DeSoto.
Yeah.
There's some new dune
walkovers. Pinellas County.
Yep. My time at Pinellas County, I was the engineer in charge of all the park rehabs and new parks, and for 20 years I took care of them.
The my power bill ranges with, and you got to keep in mind I got 4 pumps going out there on the koi pond, even though they're energy efficient. It runs from $300 to $500. So.
Yeah, Bernard, I know in Pinellas County we had 2 power plants that were shut down, and noticed the bills going up from that.
Oh, Bernard, yeah, when you see granny panties that are they're made for the size of well, you know what I mean. That is unseeable, unseeable, or whatever. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Some images, right? Oh, I forgot to have the train start up again.
Yeah, so you get talking and you forget what you're doing.
Yeah. Did I? I bet you I did it again. I did. I screwed it up. No, I didn't. So why did it do that? The switch was shows being set right.
I don't know. Did he do it or not do it? Who knows?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't know about all this new renewable energy. I understand it, but they've set a law in California, but I think it's by 2035 that gasoline-fired cars will not be allowed. That it'll all be electric. However, they don't have enough electricity to charge all those cars. They won't by 2035.
So why wouldn't hybrids be allowed?
Just what I heard that the law says.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
That's California, though. They do stuff that doesn't. Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Don't make sense.
All right, Artie. We'll see you later.
And of course, with the wind turbines, they've got the animal rights activists complaining.
Yeah, send it to me, please.
Complaining about the number of birds that are being killed by them. So, yeah.
For those that haven't seen High's most recent video, he's putting together an updated list of when all the live streams are. All right.
I have to look for that because I know I miss some every week.
Take a look at it. If you know of others that aren't on the list, if you're going to be a conductor, you got to watch what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why did that? Oh, it's because I had the switch set wrong again.
I know. I used to have all that problems with you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Problems.
I ran everything this morning. Everything ran like a champ, right?
Of course.
Of course. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Now you get everything set right.
And you weren't on live either.
You weren't on live.
There we go. At least for a while it's running.
Oh, no, it's going to derail. E-units can be finicky because if you can have 5 axles on and it'll run and you think everything's hunky-dory. And then that 6 axle hits a turnout and all of a sudden there it goes.
Yeah, Mystic, he's pretty prototypical with derailments, that's for sure.
Hey now, come on. All right, let's see if I can make it around, right? And this is just one going. We've had all 5.
That section there, Steve, that the camera's on now sure is looking good. It's just amazing what you've done right there with the
Chicago?
Chicago. Yeah. In this picture, it looks excellent.
Well, thank you.
It's just really amazing what you've done over the last year in that area.
If you think about it, the year before that, I did Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
And you were here for most of that and was
Yes.
able to watch that develop.
Mm-hmm. But I just remember the last time I was over there and I was looking at that section that you've just been working on. There was nothing there. You just used it as stacking space.
Yeah, well, I use it as a workbench.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the problem when you're getting closer to finishing your layout. You may not have room to work anyway.
Yeah, Lynn, you're right. It's my problems are because I don't have my Blame Heat shirt on. And Mystic's down there. All 5 trains. All 5 trains. All 5 trains. Yeah, you want to see Adam's family derailments, huh? Let me get.
Hey, I was watching one YouTube, and it was about the Addams family and the train wrecks. It was all the same wreck. They just had it in different camera angles. And think about it. Could you even do that in DC? You'd have to have right at the breaking point of where the tracks come together.
Oh my. I pulled another train out of the station and didn't check the switches.
Typical.
So, yeah, typical. I screwed the pooch. Yep, it's me. Well, what happened was I had the switches all set earlier, and then when I had the DCC go haywire and had to reset, I didn't go back afterwards. I reset all the switches to the default position. All right, and the default position is wrong for the train I was bringing out of the station.
Okay.
And I forgot. So. I love all my touch commands and computer control and all that. I think it's all really cool. But it can be problematic.
Mm-hmm. You still have to pay attention.
Yeah. I was never diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, but somebody could make a case for it, that's for sure.
Well, I'm sure you've got that butterfly syndrome.
Now what?
Butterfly syndrome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what that is, that was a phrase John and I first heard Charlie Bishop, Chadwick Model Railway, coin, where you go from one project to another project without finishing things.
Yeah, that's about the way I am.
Jeez. Is. All right. Got those, and that, and this, that, and the other thing going. Make sure the first one's going right. Then I can look at this one. And reset. Boy, I just barely got the switches going in time for this one. All right, that's 2. Checking the board, the switchboard. Well, here comes 3. Damn, I made it out of the yard without derailing. Wow, Nolan, I don't know him. And the only one I know of Thunder Mesa and Jason Jensen, of course. Okay, so we now have 4 trains and a trolley running. All right, so let me start the clock so we can figure out how long it's going to go before something goes amiss.
Okay, we're at 53 and 16 seconds.
And let me switch over to the overhead total shot. That way people can see them all running. That. And I need that switch to this camera. And I need that switch to full screen. And we can switch this to that. There we go. Everybody should be able to see all 5. I gotta move this over to here so I can see it. And now I can move this to here. Okay. Alright, so over in Aurora, of course, you've got the street scene running. Down here. You got commuter train running here. You got Santa Fe Manifest train here. You've got the Burlington Blackhawk coming around underneath here. Alright, and then here comes the trolley. Ding, ding, ding goes the trolley.
There goes the street runner.
Yep. Over there. Mm-hmm. I had one of my neighbors has a grandchild, and who comes to visit all the time down from Indiana, actually South Bend, not South Bend, Gary, Indiana area. And when I designed the trolley system and put it where it can run DC, DCC, or Motorman, right? I designed it for him in mind so that he could run the controllers. And boy, he was having fun with that trolley, seeing how fast he could race it and have it go flying off the tracks. Which is fine because I got the guards. I mean, can't hurt anything.
And Steve, I see you still don't have the polarity set up, so you don't lose power there on the lift out section.
Huh?
Well, the one train that was on the inside of the loop going into the yard, it stalled as it came onto that board.
Oh yeah. I still don't have the digital reversing
Okay.
switch with analog, so therefore it does stall.
Okay.
It doesn't make it's mechanical, therefore it doesn't switch fast enough before the decoder notices it. So the decoder, the safety features in the decoder shut it down momentarily. Yeah. Because the center track here is the reversing track. That's
Mystic John, have a good day at work.
Bye, John. All right. Now I don't know why it's not derailed. Not derailed. But the freight train. Well, yeah, it did derail. Now why? Because the switch changed. Why did the switch change? Brrr. Because it wasn't me that changed it. Huh.
So you made it 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah. But it wasn't me.
Well, it had to be something you did because Heath's not here to blame it on.
Heath doesn't have to be somewhere to blame on.
Oh, okay.
That's the glory about blaming Heath. It can be his fault. He does things remotely. Just ask him. That's how it started. Tom Kivichek started that, if I'm not mistaken. He blamed Heath for something on the live stream, and people I knew there. I could be wrong. It makes for a good story, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know if there's many in my neck of the woods up here, but here is a train show. American Legion Post 44 Model Train Show. It is in Winchester, Tennessee. Saturday, May.
Where? Hester?
Winchester. I'm reading backwards.
That's too engine noise going on.
Winchester.
Winchester, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where that is.
Saturday, May 6th. I think it's down over by Chattanooga. I'm new to Tennessee, so I don't know all the...
Well, that's not too far for you. What,
no.
Chattanooga?
Chattanooga's about an hour and 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
So
That's a very nice drive. I love that drive.
Yeah, go down 111 down to just north of Chattanooga. And
It's mostly 4-lane.
no, we still have some pretty big sections of 2-lane traffic, but they're working on it. Jason, I'm at least probably 4.5 hours away from Memphis, where I'm at. Because Nashville's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, depending on the traffic from where I'm at.
From your house, yeah. It's from Cookeville. It's only about an hour and a half. And by the time you drive to into town, and then from the east, and then up 11, it's going to be another half hour.
Mm-hmm. I like that, Jason. We blame Heath for everything that goes wrong, and we blame ourselves for when everything goes right. That's good. Make that a T-shirt. Yeah, Lebanon is about an hour and 15 minutes. Lebanon, my son says.
So I think if I keep my hands in my pockets, everything runs just hunky-dory.
So you can't touch anything with your hands in your pocket. It's like a little kid in the store. You just tell them to keep their hands in their pocket.
Right. I don't know why that last switch went. I was resetting the Kindle up here, the touchpad, and it may have hit the wrong, brushed up against one of the switch controls. So what I have left for Chicago, okay? I've got the L platform down here. I have some buildings to do here that I have the majority already purchased. And then I have the glass train shed over the track. That's what I have left for Chicago. And I'm debating on which one I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to do the L platform.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I was just watching. Oh, it was something on the rest areas that are built over the highway.
Oh, the Oasis, yeah.
Yeah, Oasis. That's it.
What they do is they build big bridges across, and it's the tri-state is what it is. 294, I-294, that runs from Wisconsin around. It used to be the Outer Belt when it was built in the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s. And now it's not. But, and then it run all the way around just shy of Wisconsin. And that's where 94, the Eames Expressway, would come back into it. So and take over. Because 94 would go through downtown.
Well, Steve, along with that, they were talking about the L line where they actually had some rest station Oasis on that line also.
No.
Yeah, that's what they were. They had pictures of them. They they were elevated also.
The elevated, the L was elevated. That's
Yeah,
the name.
and they had rest stations or oasis for the L line.
Not to my knowledge. Never
Well,
saw one.
see, you just don't know everything. I'll have to send you the link to that video.
You send me that link. If it's the same video I watched, there's nothing about an oasis on the L.
Well, they called them rest stations. They didn't call them oasis.
Why would you need a rest station when you're on a light
Yeah,
rail train?
I don't know, Steve. I'm just telling you what the video is about.
There's
I'll
something
blame it
lost
on
in
you.
translation. There's something lost in translation. I'm sure. So, um, there were some L stations where you had to get off of one train and get on because it terminated, and you had to get on another train because back when they were built, they were different companies.
Mm-hmm.
And when the CTA took them over, Charlotte Transit Authority, they didn't want to spend the money to connect them. Those big passengers transfer trains at that point. It's like when you go north out of Chicago on the L to Evanston. You gotta make or you used to at least have to make it connect. And then originally the L didn't go all the way out to O'Hare. It didn't go all the way out to O'Hare until what, 80s or 90s. And finally got that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think your hands in your pocket idea works, Steve.
Yeah. Everything's running good. I repowered the North Coast Limited too. I took the Northern Pacific F units off and put a Burlington E9 on it.
Mm.
And the reason behind that was it's more prototypical.
And didn't you just work on that E9?
I did.
Yeah.
Both two E9s, one running the new commuter train, and then the one I put on the Northern Pacific North Coast Limited. I reworked that, and I reworked the E7, one of the E7s, all that had problems. I also reworked the E8 for the B&O. I still have one E unit that is down and out that I likely have to put a new decoder in and rewire, and that's the Pennsylvania for the Broadway Limited. No, it's not Broadway Limited brand, the Broadway Limited train.
Now,
Pennsylvania is Broadway Limited.
was those the two E9s that you were having problems with the sound that you had to redo?
I had problems with every single one of my Proto 2000 E. The Vinci, the B&O, two E9s, the E9s, Burlington, the E7 Burlington, all of them. And yes, I believe the problem stemmed from having the volume, the master volume control up too high. So I lowered them down more prototypical distance. Plus I lowered the notch rate sound and the notch rate and horn and bell volumes, and they've been doing pretty good. And I say that up until right now when I got one stopped.
Yeah, it looks like
It's not warm. Oh, I know why. I know why. What happens with this? Well, what happens is if you don't do any controls for a while, right, it shuts
your
uh,
your phone goes to sleep.
well, it didn't go to sleep. It just takes the throttle down to 0.
Hmm.
Right, so what happened was the Santa Fe manifest went to 0, and the commuter went to 0. The Blackhawk kept running because it's on a Y throttle on the computer, directly off of JMRI. All right, what do we got? Where are we at? We're in an hour 12. Oh, hell. I didn't see somebody down there.
Yeah. He just wanted me to say, there he is.
Jason, sorry, buddy.
Well, shouldn't you be in the basement anyway? How you doing, Jason?
How's it going, John?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
The thing is we don't have basements in Arkansas.
Well, we have a few in Tennessee, but mine is a house that doesn't have. Yeah.
They don't call them basements in that part of the country. They call them storm shelters.
and they're not attached to your house.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're a little cubby hole out in the yard somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I need to put one in. But I got
in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, they call them Frady rooms.
Yep, Frady holes. Frady holes.
Or Frady holes, yeah.
Yep, Frady holes. Yeah, after March 31st, I'm really thinking about, me and Amanda are really thinking about putting one in.
Yeah. Yeah, so far up here on the mountain, I have strong winds all the time, but haven't seen any action with the tornadoes up here. Luckily,
we had a very close call, March 31st, a week ago today. The one that went through Little Rock went about a mile south of my house. Yeah. So yeah, pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my daughter used to live by Little Rock in Benton.
Yeah.
Southwest of Little Rock.
Yep. Yeah. I know where Benton's at.
Been there.
So I live on the northeast side of Little Rock. I'm up around the Cabot area.
Okay.
So you got Little Rock, North Little Rock, Jacksonville, and Cabot. So with a blurry Conex. Bernard, what are you talking about?
I don't know what he's. Is he talking about something behind you on the wall?
I don't know. What's going on, Reynolds?
Bury a Connex, a shipping container. That's what he's talking about. Oh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so with my property, the first thing I would have to do is cut down some trees. Quite a few, so that way we could dig up the stumps and the roots to bury something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any open yard space really. Mostly trees.
Well, see, my property is mostly open, but most of my property only has about a foot of dirt or 2 foot of dirt on top of it, and then it's rock.
Yeah.
So I'd be chiseling out for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely. Here it's we have clay, red clays, the dirt under ours. So yeah. a lot of shifting with the weather and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So But yeah, I would have been up sooner because Steve actually sent me the invite before the show, but I was busy working on a locomotive that I am not allowed to share with anybody.
Oh, is it for an upcoming video?
Yeah, but it will not be on my channel.
Oh, okay.
It'll be on somebody else's channel.
Ah.
And I'm not allowed to say who it is either.
Well,
So,
you're just a wealth of information today, aren't you?
I'm telling you. But I'm actually glad. All I got to do now is program it. But I'm actually glad to get the locomotive back from the person who did the custom painting on it for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm doing the decoder install, and I just squared that away. And let me tell you, like, if you have like a big locomotive, like a SD 70, and you put a whole bunch of extra lighting features in it, you got a ton of room.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it in a Switcher 1200, yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah,
I put a decoder and a keep alive in a blue box, and when I looked at that, I thought about sound. And I said, there ain't no way I can get sound in there. That's why I was shocked you were putting a Tsunami 2 in that because there's no way I could get it in this blue box.
Yeah. Bernard, I can't show it, man. I'm sorry, but I just can't. I have been sworn to secrecy on this. So.
And what you are using a Tsunami 2 in it?
It's got a Tsunami 2. It's actually, I ended up putting a one of the N-scale decoders in it.
Okay.
It's an N18. It's got an N18 in it. Okay. With one Minikube speaker, and it all fits. Surprisingly enough, it all fits.
There's no problem with running the N-scale decoder in it?
As long as the motor does not pull more than 1 amp stall, you can put an N-scale decoder in an HO-scale locomotive.
Okay.
Yeah, I put an N-scale decoder in a little Plymouth Hustler, and the problem was it was one of the old cheapo Plymouth Hustlers. I don't remember whether it was Tyco or. Well, all right, there it went. Hang on. Ooh, that was a bad one. Anyway, I put an N-scale decoder in that old, whether it was Tyco or AHM or whatever, and it lasted maybe a year, and then, like you say, Jason, if you exceed the amperage, boom, it eventually pops.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've got a Kato NW2 that I'm going to put sound in as well. It's going to get repainted, redecaled, because I do not run the Seaboard Airline, and no manufacturer makes an NW2 for the cotton belt. So, and I mean, the cotton belt only had 4 of them, and the only pictures of them are all in black and white. But similar, like Intermountain made, the FT units in the cotton belt's yellow and gray scheme. So it'd be pretty cool if they would do the NW2 as well, so I don't have to, do this locomotive. But what I ended up having to do is I had to fully disassemble it, take the motor out, and George from Soundtracks showed me how to see how much amp stall is on the motor.
Okay.
And so you have your meter all hooked up to it, and you have the motor directly hooked to a DC power pack, and you crank the power all the way up while you're holding the motor, and then you grab the flywheel to stop it. And it will amp up. And that's the stall, or the amp stall of the motor, because you stalled the motor out. So what amperage is it pulling? As long as it's less than 1, you could put an in-scale decoder in it.
Okay.
If it goes over 1, then you have to put in at like a TSU 2200.
Yeah. And of course, probably all the newer engines will be less than that, correct? The newer motors that they're installing
Right,
now.
and that's one of the reasons, like with Ather and Blue Box. Yeah, like with some of the Ather and Blue Box locomotives, for some odd reason, some of the motors do not work with the decoders. And I think it has to do with the install. I never really tested that theory. But I do know that some Blue Boxes will work with the decoder and some will not. But once you replace that motor with a new one, then it starts working. So it has nothing to do with the motor on it. I'm sure Steve would probably know a little bit more because he's probably Blue Box.
Yeah, your sound's breaking up a lot, Jason. But I myself have not had any problem with the older Blue Box
Am I
engine.
breaking up?
Yeah, you're breaking up and your mouth moves and no sound.
It's almost like you got both StreamYard and YouTube both going.
Oop, now he's completely frozen. But yeah, some of the older engines I've gotten, I haven't had any problems with them, and maybe that's just because I haven't run them long enough to have problems, because I've never had a track up completely for any length of time. Hoping to change that issue.
We'll see if I can get them all into the station, the parking places without
derailing.
Looks like I'm going to accomplish that feat.
Yeah, Jason froze up and he dropped off.
I kept twice. I have was going to show something and got distracted.
No.
So
you get distracted? I can't believe that.
Yeah, me neither. So I got this kit from Iron Planet Hobbies. It's a DPM. It's the MT Arms Hotel. Get it? MT Arms? RRR. Here he is. Welcome back.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, it's much better. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, I got this Empty Arms kit, and it's a background building. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can tell by the picture or not, I'm going to take the sides and then flatten them out to lengthen the building, and then to put back in Chicago in that background scene that hides the trolley line, and I'll just use some blank styrene because it's not going to be visible down the sides.
Hey Steve, have you looked at ITLA's modular background industry?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I've got ITLA kit here. This is the L platform.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was the one telling you to do it.
Huh?
I was the one who was telling you to get it.
Oh yeah. I didn't know who had it. I knew it was out there, And I didn't know who had it. And then you mentioned it, and I said, yeah. So I went ahead and ordered it. I'm debating on whether the L platform or whether the Empty Arms is going to be next. But the Empty Arms, I'm going to do at least one interior room with a blinking red light in it,
Okay.
and maybe some naked ladies. And then have a couple ladies at the front doorway, you know.
So, in other words, you're going to get into a brothel.
No, I'm gonna do one of the by the hour hotels.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, by the hour. Okay.
Empty Arms.
Yes.
Got
Get
it.
it? Get it? Okay.
Yes.
More like
I mean, it's always fun to have.
Done.
You know, hell, I got Trixie over here.
Yes.
All right. Everybody remember Trixie?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll change screens again. We'll look at Trixie. It may be too far. She may be too far away to see. And I'll zoom it in. And we gotta go over this way. You can't see her, but she is right here under the street.
Something. Yeah,
Right
I see
there.
something, but I can't make it out.
She's got her knee-high boots, her little skimpy green dress on. Right. She flirts with Otis over here on the turntable. You gotta have, you know.
You got to have a story.
Gotta have stories, yeah. You know, I got my cow tippers up there. I got my grandma carrying me as a little kid to the train station over here. I got all kinds of little stories.
You got the little swimming hole.
I got the swimming hole back there, yeah, where my gang, so to speak, our clique would go hang out. So.
Well, you were talking about mail calls earlier. I didn't get it in today, but I did get it in earlier this week.
What'd you get?
Oh,
let me.
Oh,
I gotta switch. Oh! Let me make you
yeah.
big. There you go. All right, trestle.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the nice thing is with this kit, even though it comes with like micro engineering track and I'm not going to use it, they do give you the templates to cut it if you want it as a curve.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you can do a curve trestle.
Many different. Oh yeah, you can make it a straight trestle or a curved trestle. It's 6 inches in length. So, and it was only like $30. So not a bad price for a bridge, in my opinion. And it's laser cut wood. So, all right, you can make me small.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to make Bernard mesmerized about my beard.
Yeah, I shaved my beard off. I look like Santa Claus. So.
Yeah, I'm retired. You know, I'll go a week without shaving.
Oh, we know.
Smart ass.
See, I don't think anyone would recognize me if I shaved my beard off.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. You could brush it every once in a while, though. Come on. What did you have for breakfast? Yeah. Shaving it for later?
Yeah, exactly.
And Amanda, we all know Amanda loves your beard just so much too.
No, she don't.
I was saying that facetiously.
Yeah.
You know, I had.
If she was watching, Steve, she would be saying you're full of crap.
In college, I had. I think I told you the story, Jason. I had a full beard in college, and our fraternity house we had a formal, and my date canceled at the last minute. So here I am without a date, and I decided I'm going to go down. You know, because we always had it down in Des Moines at some fancy hotel or something. So I said I'm just going to go down and go to it anyway, and just get drunk. So I did. And being the Bluto, the John Belushi of my fraternity house, I show up down there and I shaved half of my mustache and beard. Okay. And I'd go around, I'd talk to somebody like this for a while, and I'd go talk to somebody else like this for a while. And, I was going from being shaved to unshaved. And I look across the room, and our house mother was there. And she looks at me and says, I go over there, she goes, go get your razor right now. And 22-year-old, I wasn't about to mess with Mom Mac at all. All right. She ran a tight house, man.
Really?
So.
Chat. Looks like not hardly anybody's in the chat. Lynn said he shaved one.
Yeah. That was probably when he was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Well, it's about that time anyway. It's Good Friday, and I was only planning on running for about an hour. Here we are, over an hour and a half already. So.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's
I want to thank everyone. I would play my intro for my new series. I don't know if you caught that or not, Jason.
I did. I was lurking. I was listening.
All right. I'd play it again, but then I'd get slapped by YouTube because you can only run 15 seconds before they hit you.
Yeah. With the copyright. Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, you're supposed to pay a royalty if you exceed 15 seconds. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining the three of us here on the Retirement Railroad. And I want everybody to remember one thing. Y'all have not a great, but a good Friday.
Thank you all.
All right, y'all take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.